the video because I want to upload the video too. I forgot. There's so much exciting things going on. Okay, I'm going to do that again. Kate Fennessey's writing her first novel.
And Helen Brown's going to help her.
Welcome to our podcast, Novel Therapy.
How to make life your best creative project ever.
Okay, welcome everyone to Novel Therapy, episode 15, I think. I don't even know. No, 16. Anyway, it doesn't matter what episode it is. I'm Kate Fennessey, aspiring author and social media marketer.
And I'm Helen Brown, New York Times bestselling author. And today we have an extremely special guest, and one that we've been talking about for ages, and one we've wanted to have on Novel Therapy for ages. And now she's finally here, but under very different circumstances from what we had first expected. So welcome, Edy Tassi from Italy.
Yeah, hi everybody. Hi Kate. Hi Helen. Thank you for having me with you today. We planned this meeting for a long time, and today we are here together. I'm a writer, I'm a translator, I'm Helen translator, actually.
So
yes, Edie translated all my 3 cat books into what must have been beautiful Italian, Edie, because I get so many emails from Italians who love the books.
Yeah.
And I still hold a very precious memory that time we spent together near Lake Como, walking along the shore, talking, and you were talking about a book you were writing, and you were so hoping to get published one day, and you did.
Yes, I did. Yes, 3 times actually.
So brilliant. Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations to you for your book.
Ah, well.
Yeah.
And
I was going to say, our listeners would love to hear how you two met. Like, how did you come to be in each other's lives, really? Oh, I better turn those off.
I think.
How did you and Helen meet?
Yeah, I think it's me who met Ellen first, because the publisher, I was working as a freelance translator for PME, it's an Italian publisher, and they asked me to translate Clio. And this was the first book I translated for them. And as soon as I had the book in my hands, I really loved this book. It's today still one of the best books I have translated, I have to say, not because I am talking with Helen today. Yeah, and then sometimes publishers tell you not to keep in touch or not to contact writers, because in Italy we say that the best author for a translator is a dead author, because he can't complain with what you're doing with your job. No, you had to translate this like this. No, you should have translated this like that. And instead, for me, it was very beautiful to contact Helen. I asked her something, and she was very nice and very, I don't know, there was a feeling, I think. And
absolutely.
Yeah, and then we start chatting online, for example, with Facebook. Then there was, I think, just Facebook. And then we start talking. And then when I knew she was in Europe, I wrote her. She was in Austria, right, Ellen? You were in Austria. She freezes.
Oh, okay. You might not have been able to hear. Just I'll quickly explain to our listeners that we are obviously pretty much all in quarantine. So the episode at the moment is happening via a Zoom call through our trusty machine, Nigel. Call our machine Nigel. So if it might unfortunately happen, but
yeah.
So do we go back to another point?
I think
because that froze.
Oh yeah, it froze for you. You got frozen in time. You got zapped, Helen, by the internet gods. But Edie was just saying, were you in Austria when you came to Europe the first time?
Yes, she was in Austria, I think, and I brought her. What a nice thing, you're in Austria. If you were nearer, we could meet. And because for us in Europe, being me in Italy and being her in Austria were very far apart. But
Yeah.
for Australian standard, I think it's like being neighbors.
In another
And
town. Exactly.
yeah. And she told me,
Train
oh,
ride.
and she told me, okay, no problem, I can come to Italy. And she came to Lake Como and we met.
Beautiful.
It's
So
very
you were about
special.
to tell us about that, Helen. What was that Lake Como time like with you two meeting?
Well, it was just, you know, you have a few moments in your life that are very precious and never leave you. They stay like a little crystal ball in your heart. And walking along the lake that day was with Edie was one of them. And I remember you saying, Edie, oh, this is like meeting Harry Potter.
Right, because when you translate a book, you always think you are translating a fiction content, something that doesn't exist. Instead, having translated the Helen life and seeing her in person was like seeing a fictional character and
come to life. Yeah.
yes, right.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was marvelous.
Edie, oh yeah, it was. It's a eternal bond. And Edie, I'm sure our listeners would love to hear that you also have a novel therapy going in Italy.
Yes, yes.
Tell
I
us
stole
about
the
that.
name. I stole your name, but
But I think the concept's very similar though.
not so similar. It was just a workshop I did for a place here in Italy. It's a school actually. Its name is Happiness Academy. And it's something that originates from Action for Happiness. That it's a organization, an English organization, I think. It's Action for Happiness. And here in Italy, we have Happiness Academy. Right. And they asked me to run a workshop for aspiring writers, but writers who wanted to write about their own lives. And I thought novel therapy could be a nice name, and because I think that writing memoirs, writing autobiographies is a wonderful way to express oneself, to say people, to help people learn by your own life, and to let's see that things can get better, or that you can deal with a lot of stuff and be better afterwards. Absolutely. So this was an idea I had, and so I asked Helen the permission.
we were so excited because we thought we had an Italian branch, and now we can come and visit you.
Yeah. We did it once, and I hope in the future we'll do it again. We will do it again.
Oh, we'll have to come. But please, Edie, we would love to hear about how recent weeks have been for you. Tell us where you're living and how you're living.
So as I said, I live near Lake Como. I live in Cantu, and I have a house, of course.
A separate house, not an apartment?
No, a separate house. And I stay here at the moment with my husband and my daughter. I have two daughters. The elder one is at the moment in the United States, but she will be back soon, I hope. And at the moment we are here inside. My mom lives in Cantu, like me, but I haven't been seeing her for 2 weeks now. And we talk by phone or every day. I've been at home for 4 weeks now. I'm not going out. Today will be my grocery shopping day, so I'm going out after talking with you. Okay. And this is the only errand I'm going to do for the week.
For the week. So you do a week shopping today?
Yes,
I
do.
Do you get, are you told when you're allowed to go shopping, or can you go every day?
No, we are free. We are free to go whenever we want. I think, like me, everybody tries to find the better time, the better day when there are not too many people. You try. You go out. You can go just one person, and at once, every time, not two, not three, just one person, sorry. And I go to the supermarket, I look if there are many people, few people, and then they put us in a row. We have to keep a certain distance to each one to the other, and then we do the shopping we need to do. We use gloves, we use the mask if we want. Not everybody uses the masks because they say mask is useful only if you have symptoms.
Okay.
Like,
to protect others from your
yes
germs.
But it's up to you. If you want to put it, you put it, and then it's a protection.
Have you had shortages of anything that that you can't get?
No, at the moment, no. You can take everything from Italians, but not the food. So at the moment, I have to say there are days when you find less products, but because it's natural, they have to take them refurnish. I think it's the right word. Yeah. Okay, so you have to wait for the trucks to arrive and people put the foods in the shops. But at the moment, until now, we had no shortage of anything.
So you haven't had people hoarding things. Here in Australia, people have been going crazy hoarding toilet paper.
No, they did at the beginning. Sometimes they did again. Every time the government says, okay, now you can't do this anymore, and they add some restriction, people has the initial sense of disconnection, panic, and then they go and hoard things. But are moments. At the beginning, everybody was in the supermarkets buying pasta. And I understand them, because that's what you don't know how long this will go on. But normally you find everything.
Okay, well that's good to know. Yeah, because we're at that panic stage where Australians have gone right into panic buying, and there's no I went to the supermarket today, no eggs. There'll be funny sections missing. Toilet paper seems to be consistently gone.
An obsession.
Clean bottoms, clearly.
Yeah. I don't know what I will find today. I can tell you afterwards when I come back. I can write you a message, tell you what I have found.
Yeah. And what do you do the days that you are at home and can't go out? How have you been filling those days, Edie?
At the beginning was hard. Because actually I have to say that I don't know, this time happened as if I was seeing the thing coming from far away. Okay. Because I immediately had my radar up, on, sorry.
A radar.
Yeah. When I heard about the thing in China, and I started reading and listening and looking for news when it was back in January. Yes. And then when it arrived here, I had to deal with the fact that now it was here. So it was hard. But I have to say I have a very bad. My husband is very zen. I can say. So he helped me staying quiet and relax.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes, he helped me and my daughter too, because she kept saying, "Oh, Mama, don't worry, everything will be fine. Don't worry here, don't worry there." She's our sparkle of light inside the house. So this is what helped me the most. Then I have my friends. We call each other every day. We see each other through Zoom or Skype or whatever. So little by little, you find another balance in yourself. You find another way of cope of coping with the situation. And then you try to make your days as normal as possible. For example, I have friends, but we are doing the same too, who makes gymnastic at home. They have the gymnastic time, they have their drink time, they meet for, they eat together through Skype, for example. They put the dishes on the desk and they chat and talk together. And then we see television, we watch television, we'll read. I write.
Oh, that's interesting, Edie, because I've found since people have started panicking here, I found it very hard to write or do normal creative things.
Yes, so it's hard. No, it's hard. It's hard. I have to.
No, yeah, it's hard to settle in your head. I find the same. It's hard to.
Yes.
You talk about getting that balance. I think takes a while, doesn't it?
Yes, it takes a while because it's as if your mind is split in two. You have the rational mind who says, okay, now you have to cook, now you have to do the house chores, now you have to do this and that. And then you have the other part that it keeps spinning, thinking, no, and it's hard to stop that spinning. What helped me was a little bit of news detox. I decided not to read and watch everything was on the web, on TV about this virus. I decided to read just one newspaper, online newspaper, and we normally watch one news on TV together, so we can talk about it. Not keeping refreshing the news sites or whatever, because this is crazy and your mind can't stop. So I started doing this. I started meditate. I meditate more times during the day, small meditation, so I can repeat them in the morning, after lunch, for example, or before going to bed. And about writing was not easy at the beginning. It's still hard for me to write, but I try to do it all the same. Maybe I just write 200 words a day, maybe 500, just a page. And I don't know how this page is. Maybe it's rubbish, but it will be rubbish, I'm sure. But it helps me doing something that makes me going on, and it's a project, you know. It's a project I have. Having a project helps me thinking about tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
Yeah. And is this a book you're working on, Edie?
Sorry?
Is this a book you're working on?
Yes,
a novel?
Yes, it is a new novel. I'm trying to write, and I hope it will be the next novel I will publish soon.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah,
so how far along are you with it?
I just 50 pages.
Oh, yes, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard. Yeah. So this is good advice for many people in this part of the world to try and think ahead. Do you have any idea how much longer you're going to be living as you do? I guess you're in lockdown. This is lockdown.
Yes. I would have liked for our government to be more strict about the restrictions, to decide for harsher resolutions sooner, because the way I'm not a politician, I'm not an expert, you know, but the impression is that at the beginning we lost some time because there were too much people around, too much people working, too much people doing the usual stuff they were doing before. So this is maybe because things are still growing here. not as before, not as a week ago.
Yeah.
We in the last 3 days we saw a little bit of decreasing trend. So we hope, we are crossing our finger.
Yeah.
But as you ask me how long I think we will be living like this, I don't know, but I think it will be slow to go back to our usual life, because the problem is you never know if when everybody is safe and sound, when there are no more there is no more people around with the virus. And so I think it will take 2 months, 3 months, I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. The thing is, the more we can act responsibly and can be responsible for ourselves, not going out, not staying in contact with other people, respecting the restriction, the more the quicker it will be. It will be.
The last time we communicated by email, your husband was still going out to work. Is he still doing that?
No.
Oh, no. So it's the three of you at home. Yeah.
Yes, we are at home. My husband stopped going to work 10 days ago. And I think she won't be going for another 2 weeks. So I hope.
Are most businesses, Edie, you're in Milan, are you, or near Milan?
Well,
near Milan, yes, near Milan. It's a.
Sorry, go.
No, please, you go.
Oh, you explain what it is. Are you in a town next to Milan, is it? Or?
And I am 1 hour drive from Milan.
Okay, so a bit out. Because I was going to ask, like, in Australia, the first round of, I guess it's the first round of shutdowns are happening, and so a lot of businesses have sort of had to stop, like cafes, restaurants, travel, obviously. How's the sense in your part of the world of, you know, because there's the health crisis, but there's the economic crisis. How are people coping with job losses and having no income suddenly? How's all that going?
This will be the second hardest part of the situation, because there are many restaurants, cafes, or firms that won't open again. This will be this will be very hard for them, because if they don't work, they don't have clients, they don't earn money, they can pay their debts. And so the longer things will go on, and the worse will be for them. I don't know how many people will be without their job or their day work, but there will be many.
Yes.
Unfortunately, there will be many. And this is why I say that the more we can behave responsibly, and our responsibility is not just for ourselves, our family, but because if we behave the right way, we help other people go back to their usual life sooner.
The whole community. Do you know anyone personally who's been affected by the virus itself?
Not yet.
Wow.
Not yet, luckily.
Because the numbers have been very worrying for Italy. And we've heard wonderful stories of the people singing to each other. Have you had anything like that in your community?
Yes, one night.
Reaching out to others.
Yes, one night at 9, everybody were outside their house, and we heard our hymn, national hymn, spreading in the air, and everybody singing with the lights, candle lights on in the hands, and it was beautiful. And so we hope to this. It was something that made us feel the sense of a nation inside, and to feel together.
How do you feel like Italy is coping at the moment? How has it changed the communities? Like, what's the sense you get at the moment?
It's hard getting a sense of something, because you are inside. You are you see your people. You don't see any other. What I can say is that I'm lucky because my friends are very strong people, and so I think more or less all Italian people are behaving with this sense of hope, with the sense of future, with the will to be true and start again. We really we are looking forward to start again, maybe in a new way. There were pictures around on the web of the nature breathing again with animals, dolphins in Venezia, or animals around the street here. And I think this will be something we will be thinking about for a long while. And maybe we'll change the way we live.
That's so heartening to hear, and it makes us feel really good to hear, because I guess we feel we're a couple of weeks behind you guys. That's how it seems to Australia. And it's a strange, I heard it described by other people, it's this strange sense of what's coming. You know, we're kind of waiting for things to happen in a sense, and it breeds fear. But that's a lovely message that the Italians, that in your experience, are feeling hope and looking forward. That just makes me feel really good. That's a great message for us to hear.
Yeah. The Italian people I know, they're all trying to see the beauty in these days, through the reading, through the talking, through what they do inside their home, cleaning their home like they've never cleaned it before.
Really?
And for example, if you go to the supermarket, you can't buy, or I don't know how to say it in English, those stuff you put in the cakes to make them grow. How do you say it?
Baking powder.
Baking powder, yes. Yes, baking powder. You can't find baking powder because all the Italians are baking cakes. Cakes. You go on Instagram, you see a lot of cakes being baked. Yes. I don't know. It's a comfort food, maybe. But what you breathe is this sense of, okay, we are scared.
Yep.
Yes, we are. We are wondering when everything will be over. Of
course.
But we are trying to do our best to enjoy what we have now. For example, we have a lot of time. So what can we do with the time we have? We can choose to be a better person when everything is finished. And so we study, we do stuff in the home. I started playing with my daughter, playing cards with my daughter, for example, something I haven't been doing for a while. And all the people I think they are trying really to find the joy in each day.
Yeah, it's a big challenge. I guess it would put pressure on some marriages, though, if you have any. Yeah. And I can imagine getting very fat because already we're eating more than
I lost weight. I have to say I lost weight.
Yes. Through worrying.
Yes, at the beginning I was worried.
Yeah, I'm doing
yes.
that.
Yeah. My
skipping lunch.
Sorry.
I can see myself skipping meals, and I can feel that stress is leading to weight loss.
Yeah, I skipped no meals, but I had my stomach closed. I had a knot here. I couldn't eat properly. But I tried to. So I'm eating as usual. But I think this is not bad because I was trying to lose weight. I have been trying for years. Because so this is not bad. Maybe at the end I will be able to put on the old dresses I have in my wardrobe. I wasn't able to put on for ages. So it could be beautiful. New me.
I think it's going to be Oh, sorry. I think it's going to be the opposite for me, Edie. I just want to eat chocolate all the time.
Yeah, who knows? The problem would be the roots of my hair. I don't know how to cover the gray hair, so I have to learn. And the funny stuff was that, for example, 1 week ago, I had to cut my husband's hair.
That would have been funny.
So it was funny. It's not a great cut, I have to say. But somehow I managed.
Your hair's looking beautiful, Edie. Did you cut it yourself? Your hair?
My hair, no. It's a cut I have for. Luckily, I went to the hairdresser on the 18th of February.
Just
3 days before everything happened. So I'm still coping with my haircut and
fabulous hair. Your hair's got beautiful volume and.
Yeah. I'm
so
still.
What else would you say to yourself from the day you got your hair cut on the 18th of February? Is there any advice you'd give yourself? Because we are like you on the 18th of February. We should be getting our hair cut.
Yeah, it could be. and the color done.
Red colored.
And I don't know. Actually, I think that if I had to say something to people, I would say prepare to be patient. This is the only thing I have to say, because everybody has different needs. So it's hard for me to say, so go to the hairdresser. If you think it's necessary, go to the hairdresser now that you can, and to think what you like the most normally, and think how you can organize yourself to live what you like most. Also, if you have to stay at home, for example, if you like running, think about how you could run or do some exercise at your place, even if you can't go out. Or if you like cooking, or if you like chatting, think about what you like the most and how you can keep doing it, even if you can't do it as you used to.
Can I ask a question about routine, Edie? Like, a lot of people are saying, some people are like, I'm trying to have a routine, but it's all crazy because there's no structure. Other people are creating really structured routines for their kids. Like, what has your approach been as a family? Have you created routine, or have you just been fluid and gone with each day?
We have our days are quite similar. The first to the second to the third, because my daughter is studying today and she's attending school online. Okay. So, for example, we wake up more or less at the same time in the morning. Yep. We have breakfast together. Sometimes I prefer to have breakfast alone, because it's a quiet time I have for myself. So I wake up a little bit earlier and I have breakfast by myself. And then my husband works, my daughter studies, and I work. I do the house chores, I do the washing or whatever. And then we have lunch together. Then afternoons are quite free time. Sometimes if the weather is beautiful, my husband goes in the garden doing a little bit of gardening. I go to and read somewhere. My daughter plays. She's attending ballet school, ballet classes online, because they organize some ballet classes, and then we talk with my daughter, with my other daughter, who is in the United States at the moment, and but I hope she will be back soon. I hope everything will be okay after she comes back. Yeah. And then in the evening we watch television together. Simply, nothing special. this is not a routine we decided to organize. It's something that happened naturally because of all the stuff we had to do and all the things but I think that having a little bit of routine helps not having this sense of everything is confused, everything is not the same anymore, and a little bit is useful.
Okay, that's wonderful advice. Again, I think a lot of people, because we're at that early stage, I think those messages of find the joy, find something, find ways to do things you like doing, even if you have to adapt it. I think they're wonderful. That's wonderful advice for our listeners.
Thank you.
And I think that business of private space, that's one thing I need. And it's interesting that you get up early in the morning in order to have that.
I'm lucky, Ellen, because I have a great house. I have a big house. So we can find private space physically and mentally easily, because now I'm in my under the roof. I have a room under the roof where I normally work, and I'm here alone. My husband is on the first floor working, and my daughter is in her room attending her classes. So we can have our space, our own space. But I know that when you live in an apartment, in a flat, it's much harder to have your own space. So you have to learn to work on having it inside yourself, because physically is hard. So in meditating, in reading, in having a chat with somebody, or just in doing what you like, you can create this space inside yourself, because otherwise it's hard.
Yeah, that's again just such excellent advice. And I can see I've changed my screen so I can see Jonah wandering past. Jonah's doing a fashion parade.
Yes.
Nothing's going to change for Jonah.
No. Yes.
But you know what you're describing, Edie, is actually becoming better human beings, less selfish, people with more inner strength. Yes. It's very interesting. It's a great opportunity, isn't it, to become?
Yes, it is. I agree with it. Is. Yes, it is. It is because, for example, for me, it's hard not seeing my mother, because as an Italian family, we are used to seeing each other very often. Right. But I know that, okay, at the moment, I'm healthy. At the moment, she's healthy. But who knows? So I could say, okay, I want to see my mom, but I know that for her, it's better not seeing me. Yeah. So it's a sacrifice I'm doing. We both are doing, but it's something that we do to help each other, because we love each other. So in this moment, I'm showing her my love more if I stay at home, if I don't see her, than if I go and see her. So it's something you have to, it's a moment in which you learn to choose better, I think. You learn to choose better.
We've got a lot to learn, Kate, haven't we, here in Australia?
You have.
I think we have a lot to learn.
Yeah, we do.
From you,
We really do.
No,
it makes me feel so much better hearing what you're saying, Edie. And I'm sure our listeners will be feeling the same. It's like a voice of calm and wisdom from a little bit ahead of us, and it's incredibly helpful. So honestly, thank you. And you express it so beautifully. I feel calmer.
Oh, thank you. I work very hard because sometimes I'm not feeling very calm myself. But I think you have to get used also to this roller coaster feeling. Sometimes you feel good, then all of a sudden you feel this knot inside. Then the knot loses, and then you feel a little bit better again. And then it's an up and down. You have to accept. I think it's not easy. It's not easy for me. Now I'm calm. I'm talking with you, but maybe now after I will be outside doing the shopping, and I will have this moment of anxiety. Then it will pass again, and it's like that. There are no perfect people. There are no super women, supermen around, and it's something you
do. Are you sleeping all right, Edie?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. One thing that I know about myself is that it's very hard for me not to sleep. I like sleeping. I have always slept very well.
Yeah.
And I keep sleeping. And sometimes I wake up. Yeah. No, this it happens like this. During the day, I have this up and down, up and down, up and down. Then when it arrives 9 o'clock in the evening, I have a crash. I sit on the sofa and I fall asleep immediately. Boom, like a switch going off. Then I go to bed, and then sometimes I wake up in the night. Yeah. I start thinking a little bit, but then I go back sleeping. So, but I know I'm like this. I like sleeping, so I'm not an example for anybody because it's like me. I'm like this. Yeah. I'm like this.
But I really relate to what you're saying. That feeling of getting on the roller coaster. I'm still thinking about what you said earlier about limiting news. I think that's something I need to do more of, but I really relate to that idea. In the day I'm on, my brain's on, I'm very overstimulated thinking about work and thinking about the changes that are happening. And then at night I'm crashing. I'm feeling really exhausted at nighttime mentally. I think I'm sleeping okay, but I feel mentally exhausted sort of at the end of the night. And I'm like, oh my God, I just have to watch something on TV that's not coronavirus related.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
It's like exactly like this.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good to hear your experiences. Wow. Yeah. lots of positive messages there. I think it's
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, definitely.
One thing that I do love about this virus is that everyone in the world is against it. All the boundaries between nations don't exist because we all want the best for each other, and that's new too, and that's another good thing that can maybe come out of this.
Yes, it's something strange because physically there are a lot of sorry, I can't find the word. Physically, you have a lot of barriers.
Yep.
Because you can fly from here to there, you can go wherever you want. We can go out our own town, for example. I can go outside my hometown. I have to stay here. Yes. But mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, we are much more together than before.
It's wonderful.
Yes, it is.
I feel like I'm having more conversations with more people lately. And, Helen and I in our podcast talked about, I think it was a while back, Helen, you said you didn't want to have meaningless conversations. You wanted to have real conversations with people. Remember that? It was a while ago. You wanted to sort of...
No.
Oh, you said you wanted to...
No chit-chat.
Not have kind of meaningless chit-chat and go a bit deeper. And I feel like a veil's been lifted and that's all I'm having now. There's no chit-chat. There's like, do you need toilet paper? I gave toilet paper to my neighbor this morning, to his young son while he was at work. People are cutting straight to the chase and chatting about how they're coping and how's business and how's life and are you well? It's, as you say, I feel like you're giving me permission to look and appreciate the good things that are coming, because in your head you think it's bad. This is a bad thing that's happened to our planet, to our humans, but there are good things being brought with it. Connectivity,
yeah, of course,
one of them, and creativity. I'm seeing creativity in little and big ways. I think we all agree, like, it's hard to concentrate in such a turbulent time. But at the same time, people are being creative in little and big ways, just with the jokes they're sending around, just with the stuff they're posting. It's gorgeous. With the first time I saw the Italian videos coming around the world, I was like, wow, of course the Italians are just doing it in such style.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but here there are a lot of jokes too. For example, one I keep reading when I see it, and the thing is, there's nothing to read about, to laugh about, but I keep laughing every time I see it. It's okay. The government says you can go outside, but you can go outside just if you want to have coffee. But you can't have coffee standing. You have to have it sitting. No, you can't have coffee anymore. But you can go to the stadium. You can go to the stadium. You can go to you can see the match on television. Now you can see the match on television because they're not playing. And so every time I say, you can go there, but okay, let's go to the beach, or you can go to the beach, or let's go to the mountain. No, you can go to the mountain.
That's very, very familiar, isn't it, Kate? These are the messages we're getting right now here.
Yeah.
People are like so confused about, you can get your hair cut, but only for 30 minutes, and you can't get a tattoo, but you can have a funeral for 10 people. Like, it's just
yeah.
Hard to keep up. Oh, that's good. And I think humor is so important, don't you think? At first I was a bit unsure, like, is it disrespectful to have humor in this situation when people are dying? But you have to be able to see the funny side of stuff, don't you? I think it's been really important, the humor.
No, this is not being unrespectful for people who are dying. And of course, nobody thinks that this is beautiful or this is something that, okay, we are lucky because we have this virus and we will learn to be better human beings. No, this is not. Particularly here in Italy, because there are a lot of people dying. Maybe because we are old population. We have an old population, very old population, and they say maybe it's because our healthcare system is so good that has kept so many old people
alive for longer.
So now that this virus is affecting people with 1, 2, 3, 4 illnesses, so it's as if you can see that we are not dying more. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. We are not dying more because here is the virus something different, but just because we have an older population. So it's not beautiful.
No.
It's not how do you say it, suiting. You can't think that this is okay, just old people, or the people who are dying are mostly old people. But you have to find something beautiful in your day every day. So if you find something that make you laugh, it's not that you're not respectful. It's just because you have to go on. You have your own family, you have your people around, so you can't crash.
It gives you strength to be able to laugh.
Yes. When I laugh, I feel the knot I have here to lose.
Yes, that is such a good point. Oh, Edie, I want to rush in there and give you a big hug, and I can't.
But me too.
I'd love to meet you one day. Helen and I always, every time we have a planning session, it always ends in Italy somehow. We're like, and then we'll go to Italy, and then we'll Italy. We all
or it might be me coming to you one day with my family.
That would be one.
Yeah. I have my daughter, my older daughter. She's crazy for traveling, for English. She wants to study abroad. She wants to do everything abroad. So she might be the first one taking the plane.
When this crazy time is over, you come with her.
Sure.
That would be lovely, Edie. That would be great.
Sure. I will.
Toast a glass of vino together and
get drunk together.
Yes, and we'll record a drunken podcast.
Yeah.
Ladies, we're reaching out. We've hit about the 50-minute mark, or maybe a bit less actually.
Oh,
we
okay.
Yeah, but anyway, that's kind of the time we try and wrap up. But Edie, thank you so much. Helen is always up to something, you see, and she's always teaching me something, even though I never know what it is until it happens. But I feel like Helen has given me today now such a feeling of, you've de-stressed me, Edie, just hearing your lovely messages. I've been really stressed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
And as you said before about people who write their own books, if I'm feeling de-stressed, I'm hoping some of our listeners would be too.
I hope so. I hope so, to be helpful for you and for the people you know and the people who are listening, seeing the video. And thank you. For me, it was precious this moment too, because talking is always, always talking with somebody is always connecting with somebody. So it's important, this too, for me.
Definitely. And I love that point you made about needing your own space, even if it can't be physical. And as you say, this alone is like our own space right now. Like we're all
right.
You know, and that's a lovely feeling. It's a good reminder that it's important to seek those things out in this funny old.
You know, when I talk with somebody like you in this moment, I forget what there's around.
Yeah, well,
I really forget.
And
exactly.
That's wonderful. And you, you today, this evening, our time, have given us strength.
Yes.
To stop feeling just, this is the end of the world. This is not the end of the world. This is a changing world. And we can dig deep the way you have and actually get through it.
And actually
so that's
better. As Edie said, you know, actually maybe we come out a bit better. Maybe we just become better humans in the process a little bit, which is lovely.
Let's see.
Exactly.
Hopefully, Edie, it's only another short time and you'll be out on the streets for your, is it springtime?
Yeah.
That will be lovely.
Yeah, it would be. It would be.
The world is
hopefully
well for Italy. Like we all want to see that that curve coming down, and we will be looking on with hope as you recover. You know, that'll help us feel like we've got something to look for.
I hope for you will be quick and painless, or not pain, less pain, less, you know, people learning to cope with this stuff and be serene and learn to love each other more the way they are. Because you said people who has to live together, for example, husband and wife and people. But it could be a way to learn and know each other in a different way. So let's see what happens.
Yes.
And I wish for Australia and New Zealand to be over soon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're a gorgeous woman, Edie.
I knew you'd like each other because you both have a wonderful bubbly energy about you.
Bubbly energies. I'm going to put our outro music on. So we'll say goodbye.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Edie. That was really cool. I'm not allowed to say any of the words from our band words. It wasn't awesome. It was brilliant. Bye, everyone. And
bye-bye.
We'll pop up in your ears next time.